I was sitting there driving home today, and I kept reading a bunch of comments and stuff of why I make these videos, why I do what I do, where did the memoir begin, why it was began, all of these things. And I had to speak authentically from the heart that these videos and the memoirs and everything that I write is not for my own intentional gain or anything like that. What it is throughout my journey, what I have noticed is that every single human being just wants to be heard. Whether you deal with depression or anything like that, and I remember vividly and specifically a woman that I was dealing with once in my lifetime where she dealt with a level of depression. And in that moment, when she was going through one of these episodes, I couldn't do anything. The only thing that I could do was I legitimately just went there and I held her. And in that moment, what I realized is that the only thing she truly needed was to feel seen and feel heard. And throughout the course of my life, what I have also noticed is, and again, I'm not going to try to make this a comparison because all of us are equally fucked up. We're all mentally fucked up. What I have personally noticed, and again, this is just my experience. I am not fucking portraying anything bad. But as a gentleman who deals with PTSD, and I've seen this firsthand, and I sat down in many group sessions with a bunch of individuals who deal with the same thing. I remember specifically sitting in one of these sessions where this older gentleman started to speak up. Okay, he was starting to open up, and he was talking about his experience for just a minute. And I'm not going to mention any names, and I'm not going to do any of that. But I remember specifically that one of the clinicians that were in this session here, after he was done talking, this individual instantly went to, okay, like, this is how we can do this to overcome this and this. And I said, stop. Just stop. For once in your life, just stop. I said, it's not that the man needs help or being told what to do or how to overcome this. The only thing that man needs is just to be seen and to be heard. He's not saying that he's acting on these thoughts or these negative intentions. What he's doing is he's just describing his experience. And in that moment, I also realized that the same woman I dealt with depression was the same person as myself, where there are times where we just want to be heard. But what I also have noticed is it's a lot more difficult for individuals who deal with this shit, because it comes off incredibly negatively and violent, and that is not our intention. What people fail to understand is a level of, we are trying to be vulnerable. When you are in a world and in an environment, majority of your life, where you go to war, or where you have grown up in the most violent fucking childhood possible, that is the only thing that you have picked up, is that behavior trait. Where anytime you feel a level of injustice inside of yourself, that is the only way that you can relate to how to handle it. And it's not our intentions to ever want to act upon these intrusive thoughts or these negative things. It is our intentions for us to not want to be alone. We just want to be heard and to be seen. And that right there is the underlining meaning of why I create these videos. I try to create a level of vulnerability for everyone to be seen, to be heard, for their voices to matter. It's not about fucking how you can overcome certain things or this or that. The only thing I try to instill is just a level of awareness when all you want to do is just to be heard. And when you create that level of awareness, now you can be transparent enough to say, listen, I just want to be heard. I'm just going to open up about my experience, and I don't want to feel judged. I don't want to feel anything. I just want to fucking open up. I don't want to sit in this darkness alone, because all of us together can create a level of fucking a safety net to be there for each other. So many human beings want everyone to be 100% authentic and transparent to who they are. But the second that somebody actually starts to open up and feel vulnerable, we're instantly criticized and judged. We're told that you're wrong for feeling this way. And it's like, dude, it's not that I'm ever going to intentionally act upon these thoughts or these emotions or anything like that. I just need a place to express myself. And that's where I also come in to try to inspire individuals. That's why my memoir was created. Because when you understand and you can walk hand in hand with that other side of you, where, especially for me, with these intrusive thoughts, and you don't have a whole lot of people that you can go to that will fully be able to relate or understand or even want to hear what you have to say, that's where that place of containment comes from. That way you don't hold on to all of these thoughts and these feelings and these emotions and these negative patterns or anything like that. You have a place to contain it. You have a place to put them. That right there is why these channels and why all of these books are created. The only thing I truly want to say to every single human being is, dude, like, it doesn't matter what you go through. We're all individually fucked up. And the second that you can understand that, the second that you can understand yourself on a very deep level of meaning, the things in the world and in life start to make better sense. It took me 3 decades of my life to overcome and understand these things, which each downfall that I have failed in life, I have learned to overcome certain things. The first downfall that I faced was obviously my anger and the violence that I would portray into the world. I remember specifically that even my first ex-wife, she had to grab me by the throat to keep me in the car from acting upon these things. I never let her bad words define who I was, but I did have a level of awareness to say, you are correct. The anger that I am portraying into the world is not healthy, not only for me, but for us and for everything else. And so I learned how to regulate myself and how to communicate about my anger. And again, each downfall I faced, I learned more and more about myself. It's not about judgment. It's about creating a safe place for every single person to be heard. Because whether you realize it or not, the things that are actually internally going on with you is actually made to help other people, to inspire other people, but also for yourself. And that right there is why I am doing what I do.